Hello, everybody. Welcome to the very first, as far as I'm aware, ever CBR video review. Our book today is Some Kind of Fairy Tale by Graham Joyce, and this opens on Christmas Day. There's an older couple, the Martins, who are eating Christmas dinner, and they have a knock on the door. And they open it to find their daughter, Tara. A visiting relative wouldn't be a cause for shock for most people on Christmas, but Tara has been missing and presumed dead for 20 years. Right about here, I'd love to put in a Friends clip from the one with Joey's big break, where he talks about the film and is like, oh, she's been dead for 10 years. But I'm pretty sure they'd make me pull this whole video for copyright infringement, so just pretend the clip is there. Unless you're not a Friends fan, and then just pretend this never happened. So Tara's parents are really happy to have her back, and they're willing to overlook a lot of things in order to accept her back into their family. Like the fact that she doesn't really have a good story for why she's been gone, and the fact that she somehow hasn't really aged. Less willing to accept what's happened are her brother Peter, who has moved on with his life, married a lovely lady, had 4 kids, or her ex-boyfriend Richie, who never bounced back from being the prime suspect in her, I guess it's not fair to call it an abduction because she wasn't abducted. He was the prime suspect when she went missing, and his life never really got back on track after that. Neither Peter nor Richie is really inclined to believe what Tara tells them, which is that she's been gone for only 6 months with the fairies. This isn't a really big spoiler. When it comes time to do spoilers in this, I'll be sure to let you know. This is sort of the central conceit of the book. It's introduced early enough that I don't really feel bad telling you. And all of the chapter headings have to do with fairy tales. There's quotes from famous people, songs, poems, all about fairies and fairy tales. And also interspersed are excerpts from the trial of the murder of Bridget Cleary. Her husband and her father and some neighbors were convicted of murdering Bridget because they thought that she was abducted by fairies and replaced with a changeling, which is a story that obviously resonates with the one that's being told about Tara. I'm not sure if I was supposed to doubt Tara's story. I think that Graham Joyce wanted me to. Everyone else does, and she goes to see a shrink. She cooperates fully with their doubt and investigating what might be wrong with her. But I never really doubted what she had to say, and I never felt a reason to doubt it. So if that was supposed to be what happened, I'm not sure he really succeeded in that particular narrative mission. Also, there's a subplot that has to do with Peter's son and the neighbor lady. The neighbor lady, I get why she has to be involved. There's a scene with Tara that needs to happen in order for the book to wrap up the way it does. At the same time, I felt like there were a number of ways you could have put them in a room together that would have taken up less time. And I never cared. I never cared about the son, I never cared about the neighbor, and every time we went down that particular bunny trail, I just got bored. Excising all of that, I think, would have made for more concise storytelling, because you've got really good characters here and really decently developed relationships, and it's interesting to see how they change, knowing how she's been gone. They thought she was dead for 2 decades, and to her, she's only been gone for 6 months, and rectifying those perspectives is really interesting. But you lose a lot when you diverge to talk about other people in order to introduce a character that only functions in the story once near the end. That being said, it's still a good book. I don't know that I'd go out of my way to recommend it, but I wouldn't say skip it. It's worth reading, but maybe don't put it at the top of your list. I think that about does us for our first video review. We'll see how the feedback works for this, and if it's something I keep doing, or if this was an abject failure. But I guess if you never try, you can never fail, or there is no try. I don't know. So I've given it the good college try. Here it is. Hopefully I will see you again for the next one. Peace.